Good afternoon, everyone. How many women are here today? Please raise your hands. Now, how many of you have experienced gender-based discrimination? Patriarchy, a word that holds centuries of oppression, yet is often disguised as culture, tradition, or even care. In Kazakhstan, like in many other parts of the world, patriarchal beliefs shape our upbringing, limit our opportunities, and dictate the roles we are expected to play. To understand why patriarchy is so deeply rooted in our society, we must first look at its origins. Historically, traditional Kazakh society was built around the survival in the vast steppe. Men were the warriors, the providers, the decision makers, while women managed households, raised children, and upheld family honor. These roles were not questioned. They were essential for the survival. However, what was once a necessity has now become a limitation, an unquestioned norm reinforced through customs, folklore, or even education. In Kazakhstan, patriarchal beliefs, these expectations turned into limitation. How does this appear? Despite the progress, even today, despite modernization, women are underrepresented in politics, leadership, decision-making, and yet still bear the brunt of household responsibilities regardless of their careers. But the world has changed. Women receive higher education, lead businesses, and contribute to scientific advancements. It is time for us to challenge these outdated beliefs and redefine what progress truly means. To visualize the extent of this issue, let's look at real experiences from women in Kazakhstan. In my study, I surveyed 50 women from different backgrounds. An overwhelming 90% of them, 45 out of 50, have experienced gender-based discrimination in their communities. One respondent shared how she was constantly told to focus on marriage rather than academics, despite being one of the top students in her class. Another spoke about being passed over for a promotion in favor of a less experienced male colleague. These are not exceptional cases. They are patterns. Patriarchal beliefs negatively impact women's mental well-being as they contradict their self-interest and autonomy. Women often internalize these beliefs and start doubting their own worth. They are discouraged from leadership roles, pushed away from STEM fields, and told that their primary role is to be a caregiver, not a decision maker. But here's the bigger picture. Kazakhstan has a female population of nearly 10 million. If half of the population is continuously held back by discrimination, how can we expect our nation to progress? How can we see economic growth when so much talent is suppressed? The cost of patriarchy is more than just individual struggles. It is a national setback. Countries that prioritize gender equality see greater economic growth, innovation, and national well-being. Imagine the potential Kazakhstan could unlock if we fully empowered women to pursue their ambitions without any barriers. Patriarchal beliefs are reinforced not only in our households and workplaces, but also in the media. What do you think is the most asked question for a woman in power? How do you balance your career and family life? When was the last time a man in power was asked that question? Women in power are often scrutinized for their personal lives instead of professional achievements. This sends a clear message. No matter how accomplished a woman is, her success is always measured against traditional gender expectations. Breaking free from patriarchal limitations starts with the mindset. Here are some ways how women can challenge these beliefs. Firstly, embrace ambition. Do not let societal expectations dictate what you can or cannot achieve. Financial freedom. Economic freedom is key to breaking gender norms. Investing in careers, education, and personal growth gives women the power to make their own choices. Speak up in workplaces, in schools, at home. Challenge sexist remarks. Change begins with a conversation. And finally, support other women. Change cannot happen alone. A woman alone can fight. A movement can win. By mentoring, uplifting, advocating for each other, women can collectively dismantle patriarchal structures. But this is not just a women's issue. It is a societal issue. When men become allies, actively supporting gender equality in policies and workplaces, progress accelerates. Patriarchy hurts everyone by reinforcing outdated ideas of toxic masculinity and restricting emotional expression in men. To the men in this room, call out sexism in your workplaces and your circles. Share household and caregiving responsibilities equally. And support women's ambitions. Don't stay in front of us. Stay beside us. Patriarchal structures may seem deeply rooted, but they're not unbreakable. They persist because they're reinforced, so let's stop reinforcing them. Let's educate our sons and daughters differently. Let's build a world where equality is not just an ideal, but a reality. Imagine a Kazakhstan where young girls grow up believing they can be scientists, entrepreneurs, or even the next president. Imagine a society where women's choices are dictated not by outdated traditions, but by her own aspirations. Imagine a world where no one raises their hands when asked if they have experienced discrimination. That world is possible, but only if we work together to create it. Thank you.